Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today to do a broadhead test on the Dirtnap D.R.T. D.R.T. stands for dead right there. These are a 2-blade, or 4-blade, I'm sorry. These are a 4-blade broadhead. They're a cut on contact, double bevel on both of them, and they have a bleeder blade on them. So these are your traditional style 2-blade or 4-blade broadheads, whatever you want to call them. Now, there's a difference in these two. The black one is a heavier one. This one has a weight range with their modular system of 150 to 175 grains. And I've got it on a 300 spine arrow, so the total weight on this one is right in there around 600 grains. Now, the blue one is a 100 or 125 grain with their modular system broadhead, and I have it set up with my standard hunting arrow. This is my 450 grain setup with it. Just like it is, this is 450 grain arrow. So these are fantastic broadheads. They are super tough. These ones have already been through the test. Now, I didn't do a destruction test on them, but because I wanted to show them off first. But these have already been through the test, and we shot a watermelon with them, shot a bunch of beer cans with them. So the tests are pretty cool this time. I actually had a lot of fun doing the tests. So both of these have already been through the test, and they did a fantastic job of the test. Absolutely no damage to them whatsoever. So both of these are similar specs. They're identical broadheads except for the weight. 0.51 on the, I'm sorry, 0.051 inch blades on these on the thickness. So very thick broadheads, very thick ferrules to them, and very tough. Cutting diameter on these is inch, and cutting surface, I'm sorry, cutting surface is inch and 13/16, and that counts. Your width there, your width here, you basically add those two to get your cutting surface. The cutting diameter on these is inch and 3/16 on the blade, and the bleeders is 5/8. So pretty impressive, pretty good hole, and everything that we've shot them into, they have left a fantastic hole on everything. So these are made out of the ferrule is 70-75 aircraft grade aluminum. Very tough ferrule. You can see we've shot these through a lot of stuff, and they're perfectly fine. The blades are made out of 4020 J2 stainless steel, and they are Teflon coated. You can see that's what your different colors are. They're going to be your Teflon coating. So very tough broadhead, super sharp right out of the box. Very sharp right out of the box. Modular system makes them easy to adjust to your setup. If you want to go to the 125 or the 100, all you got to do is take the modular system off. If you want to go to 150 or 175, you can do that as well with the modular system. So very tough broadhead, did a lot of damage, and they were a lot of fun to test out. So let's go back and let's see the testing that I did. Alright, the watermelon rolled off, so it's got a crack in it, but we're going to do the watermelon test anyway. So first off, wow on the penetration. That was just wow, amazing. Here's the hole from the blue broadhead, the lighter weight one. Now, the heavier weight arrow went through. The entry hole is right here. Here's the entry hole on the lighter weight one right there, and you can see it took a big chunk out. Here is the entry hole on the heavier one, and it's a very good entry hole. It's very impressive. Now, this was all done when the watermelon fell off. The exit hole, unfortunately, is right. It just channeled it right over to this other hole that we shot with the BMF. It just channeled it right over and ran right through that same hole. It's actually kind of right there underneath it. So, you know, good big entry hole. It's hard to tell on the exit hole because there's already a hole there, but good exit hole on the blue one, the lighter weight broadhead. And excellent penetration by both, but the penetration on that heavier weight arrow just goes to show you, you know, apples to apples, the heavier weight arrow is just really gonna penetrate, you know, that much better. So I came up with what I think is gonna be a fun test. You guys ever have a party and have your buddies bring over a bunch of beer, and they bring over the crappiest beer that they can find? Happened to me. So I have got, I don't know how many beers here, but a bunch of just different stuff. Steel Reserve, terrible beer. Steel Reserve, Miller High Life, not bad, but still not great. And what's we got here? Some Goose 4-star pills. Terrible, terrible beer. So there's a bunch of it in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shake them up so we can get some action, some explosive action. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get down on my knees from about 10 yards away, and I'm gonna line these things up and just see if I can get a nice level shot on them and see how many of these things that we can go through. We'll start out with, I don't know, 3 and try the lightweight arrow and see what we can do, and then we'll stack up 3 and we'll do the heavier arrow, and then kind of go from there and see what kind of damage that they're going to do. This may be the only test that I do on these things, because it's going to prove penetration, it's going to prove damage, and it's going to prove accuracy. So let's line up some beer cans and let's see these suckers explode. Alright, so first up, we got a couple Steel Reserves and a Miller High Life. Let's see if we can hit those bad boys. Woo! Man, my shop is going to smell terrible. So no problems blowing through those 3, and the arrow actually went all the way through my target and is laying back there in my shop. So amazing penetration. The heavier arrow, I'm going to put a few more beer cans up there. Here's what the arrow did. This is my solar charger, my sun jack. It actually went all the way through the target, all the way through the styrofoam behind it, and buried most of the broadhead in my sun jack, which is now pretty stuck in there. And the broadhead is 100% fine. Smells like beer, but other than that, my sun jack's probably ruined. Okay, so we got a 6er up there now, and I put more stuff behind the target. I basically got everything that I have behind the target, and keep in mind, this is the same target that I shoot with my crossbow. And my crossbow will bury in there pretty deep, but it doesn't go all the way through it. Okay, so that was the heavier broadhead. And you can see the big massive holes in these. I mean, just completely destroyed those beer cans. I mean, just completely blew them out. And still went in, stopped, the back target stopped it, but still threw 6 cans of beer and 3/4 of the way through my target. So let's line up a few more and just shoot some more for some fun. I tried to get a 12-pack on there, but it wouldn't quite cooperate. So we got 11, and then just a Miller High Life left over for, I don't know, beer bread or something, because dang sure ain't drinking that thing. So 11 beer cans. Let's see if we can get through them. And it looks like I didn't have them lined up real good, but I made it through. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made it through 6 of them, and we're gonna add that one there. Let's grab the other arrow and let's see if we can make it through all 6 of those. Made it through 3 of them. We got 3 more to shoot. We might as well, right? There we go, all the beer is shot. The elk has had a good bath, and my shop smells like nasty beer now. Okay, so you can see there the watermelon test that we did. These broadheads, this broadhead went all the way through and had a little bit of the arrow still left in the watermelon. The black broadhead here actually went all the way through and was buried in the styrofoam behind it, to the point where I had to dig all the styrofoam out and put this and to dig this thing out. So penetration on this, both these arrows was great. Penetration on this black one, this heavier one, was just crazy. And what happened when I did the beer can test is I forgot that I moved the backstop out of there and was just shooting into the target. Now that target is a good target, so don't think for any second, don't think for a second that these things were blowing through that target because it's an old wore out target. That's a high quality target, and I shoot that with my broadhead or with my crossbow. Now my crossbow bolts will bury into it pretty far, but they don't blow through it. And on the beer can test, the first shot, I forgot to put my backer, my targets in the back again, and this one, you saw it blew right through there. This one, the heavier one, was blowing through them beer cans and blowing through the target. I mean, just, there wasn't much stopping it. Now, and you think beer can, those are full beer cans, they're full of liquid. Try to crush a beer can that's full, you know, take a beer can or a pop can or whatever, and try to crush that thing, and you'll realize how hard that is. And these things were absolutely just blowing right through them and making a really cool show. So very, very good broadheads, very tough. You know, left a heck of a hole in those cans, left a heck of a hole in the watermelon. Penetration is just crazy. If you're shooting low poundage, these are going to be ideal for you. Now, if you're shooting high poundage, these are going to be great too, man. There is nothing that I can't shoot with either one of these broadheads and not get a complete pass-through. I mean, I should absolutely get a complete pass-through with both of these on anything. Now, the setup with the heavier broadhead, what I had to do was I had to go to a stiffer spine because you got more weight out here. It's going to cause your arrow to flex more, so I just had to go to a stiffer spine. I took the module off of it and made it down to 150 grain, and I put it on this 300 spine arrow, and it flew absolutely, well, you saw the accuracy on it. It flew just fine out of it, out of my setup. Now the blue one, I didn't have to do nothing to it. I actually just loaded it in, put it on my arrow, loaded it in my bow, and shot, and was dead on, so didn't have to do anything to it. So very, very cool broadheads, very fun test. Really, really had fun shooting those beer cans. So next time your buddies bring over a bunch of really nasty beer, just really terrible beer, tell them thank you rather than cuss at them, because you can take it out and shoot it with some broadheads like these Dirtnap. So, I've used these in the past. I've used these on hogs and had absolutely great success with these on hogs. I've killed, I believe, 2, maybe 3 hogs with this one, and several deer with it. But this heavy setup, I'm going to toy with this, and this may be the way that I go this year. I may go back from an expandable back to this fixed blade head, because the penetration on it is just insane. It's just crazy how much penetration I'm getting out of this arrow. So definitely check these out. If you need help getting set up with these, I'm sure that they'll help you out. The guys over there at Dirtnap are awesome people. They're great to work with, and I'm sure they'll help you figure out how to get this 150 and 175 grain head to work. If you need to, I can help you out. I can help you with your setup. Just comment below, and I'll be more than happy to help you out, try to get your setup figured out so you can get to shooting this heavyweight arrow and get that kind of crazy penetration that I'm getting out of it. So check these out at the Dirtnap website, which we will put in a description below. And I'm going to do some future videos with these on a lightweight setup versus a heavyweight setup, and just show you guys the crazy amount of penetration that I'm getting with these heavier setups, and show you, you know, lighter, faster is not always the way to go. Sometimes slower, heavier is the way to go. Momentum and kinetic energy are king. So good heavy broadhead and good heavy arrow, to me, that's the way to go. So we'll do some experimenting with that and show you guys kind of what we find on those. So keep an eye out for that. And be sure to visit our partner, Full Drawn Addiction. Great guys over there. And if you want to, you can check us out on Facebook under Ike's Outdoors. And please be sure to like, subscribe, and share these videos. Thank you guys for watching.